The Mindful Life Practice.
So I can see some of you, I can't see you all because I'm in spotlight. So if you have any issues at any point, just like type into the chat. I'm just grabbing a thing of water, 1 second. So you can be on your back body with your feet together and your knees dropping apart. And there's different things you can do with your arms here. You can have hands on your navel. You can have your arms reaching up overhead and gripping opposite elbows. There's already someone in the waiting room. There's Yasser. Okay. Or you can have your hands alongside your body. Really doesn't matter. Just find something that suits you and take your attention to your breath. Taking deep inhales and exhales. And then using these inhales and exhales to start to bring yourself into the present moment. So during our 30-day yoga challenge, we've been kind of exploring different parts of yoga philosophy. In the past few days, we've been talking about the practice of Satya. And Satya means truth in Sanskrit. So this is a level 2 class. It can be challenging. And I'm going to invite you to set the intention of showing up with truth and honesty about where your body is today, where your mind is today. And then just give yourself permission to kind of go at your own pace. If anything doesn't feel good, know that you can skip it, you can modify, but really tap into your own intuition. And if you have any other intentions you'd like to set around your practice, feel free to do so now. Maybe for you, it's all about exercise or, having an hour that's completely to yourself. There's no right or wrong with this. Now let's take one more breath. And then you're going to take your palms onto the outsides of your thighs. Just draw your knees together, bring your knees into your chest, give yourself a hug, and you're going to rock from side to side. We're going to open up into our hamstrings this morning right away. So you're going to land your left foot on the mat and then lengthen your right leg up. And you can interlace your palms like on the back of the right thigh. Maybe you walk the hands up towards the right shin. Maybe if you're uber flexible, you might be able to reach for your toe. Know that it really doesn't matter if you can touch your toe or not, right? That's not the point. We're here to feel into our bodies, not to accomplish anything. Keep that in mind. Let's breathe into this hamstring stretch for 3 more breaths. And then you're gonna bend at the right knee and then just open the right knee to the side. So this is like a half happy baby. Okay, so your knee is coming close to your torso and it's a bit wider than your torso. It's not on top. It's like out to the right. And you can be holding onto your toe, you can be holding onto your ankle, you can hold onto the outer edge of the foot. If you want to deepen into this stretch, maybe you lengthen your left leg long. That's quite intense for the start of the practice. So just be easy. Take your time. And stay for another round of breath. And then we're going to do one more thing with the right side. You're going to bend through the left knee, plant the left foot on the mat, take your right ankle and cross it over your left thigh, and push your right palm into your right thigh. So maybe you're right here. Maybe you can lift the leg up and interlace the palms on the thigh or the shin. And this is your thread the needle stretch. So this morning we are going to be putting a focus on binds, a focus on hip openers, and we're going to be working up towards our bird of paradise and our revolved bird of paradise. So we'll take one more round of breath. And then let's release that foot, release the opposite, and then take it the opposite way. So take your left leg up towards the sky, interlace your palms somewhere on the left leg, maybe on the thigh, maybe on the shin. And then you choose, maybe you can lengthen your leg long. Now it's common that one side might be tighter than the next. Just kind of observe and tap into those imbalances. If you're reaching all the way up to your toes, try to have a little bit of a micro bend. You want to bring yourself to an edge that is comfortable. Take one more round of breath. And then bend your left knee, take your left knee open towards the side. So now you're in a half happy baby. Your hand can be on the ankle, it can be on the foot, it can be on the toes. And we'll take one more inhale, one more exhale. And then bend through your right knee, land your right foot, cross your left ankle on top of your thigh. Push your left palm into your left thigh and maybe you stay here. Maybe you interlace the palms of the right thigh or the right shin, just getting a deep stretch into the left hip. Let's stay for 3, and then 2. And then on 1, we're gonna release the right foot, release the left, and we're gonna go straight into some core. So you're gonna interlace your palms on the back of your head, curl your knees in, curl your chest up, lengthen your right leg, tap your right elbow to your left knee. And now pause here for 5, for 4, 3, 2, and then 1, cross the other way. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's do 2 more on each side. So cross holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then cross the opposite way. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last one, cross tap. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then cross the other way. 5, 4, 3, 2, and then 1. Come all the way back down. Take your hands onto your shins. You're going to open your knees wide. And now I want you to place your hands on the inside of your legs and just curl the heart up and push your hands up towards the ceiling. You can kind of point your toes. So we are now basically in crow pose, but upside down. And I really like this because it like activates the core and it gives you the sensation of what crow is like, but you're on your back. Take one more breath. And then we'll come all the way back down, palms onto the backs of the thighs. Just take a little rock over crisscross, all the way back into a table. Let's tuck our toes under and then just sit our hips back onto the heels, and we're gonna open a little bit through the shoulders. So you're going to, oh, if this is too much for your toes, by the way, you can always come like this, or you can be crisscross, okay? You don't have to be up on the toes, but it's a nice stretch for the soles of the feet if you are okay there. We're gonna open our arms wide, and then cross the right arm underneath the left. So we're coming into eagle arms, and you can either weave your arms together or grip opposite shoulders, and then just take some deep breaths. Take one more inhale, one more exhale, and then just open the arms and cross the opposite way. So left arm underneath the right, weaving the arms together, unsticking the shoulders and sending deep inhales, and then deep exhales. Inhale, and then exhale. Unwind the arms, just come all the way back up. Lift off the feet again, and let's just massage out through the feet. Da, 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 da. And then we're gonna come all the way up into your first down dog. So plant the palms. Let's just tuck the toes and lift up and back into this first shape. So you're making this V. I think someone else is in the waiting room. Yes. There, okay. So you're bending through one knee, stretching through the heels, and then the other way. Let's do this a couple of times. And then come all the way back to your neutral down dog, and then just bend both knees, gaze forward, step the feet up to meet the hands. Take an inhale to halfway lift. Take an exhale to fold, and we're gonna do one more nice deep hamstring stretch here. So you can either grip your palms to opposite elbows. If you can take the peace fingers and wrap them around the big toes, go ahead. Or maybe you have the hamstring flexibility to slide your palms face up underneath your feet. Please know that if you're relatively new to yoga, you might not be all the way here yet. If you've been practicing every day, this might be a bit more spacious for you. Just try not to judge your body with where it's at in this moment. Just kind of accept and embrace this moment, whatever it is. And then we'll release that. Take an inhale to halfway lift. And then exhale, fold, toe mounds together, bend through the knees, sitting into your Utkatasana, your chair. So this is kind of firing up through your thighs. We're gonna stay here for 3. We're gonna stay here for 2. And then on 1, we're just gonna start to flow. So inhale, and then exhale into your forward fold. Take your inhale to halfway lift. And then exhale your way back down, plant the palms, step your feet all the way back, finding yourself into your strong plank. Stay for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, and then on 1, you're gonna land your right elbow first, land your left, find yourself in a forearm plank, both elbows pressing onto the mat. Now I want you to take your left arm across, roll onto the outer edge of the left foot, and take your right arm up towards the sky. So now you're in a low forearm side plank. Let's inhale, keep the arm extended. And then as you exhale, wrap the right arm under, taking 3 more like this, breathe in, and then breathe out. 2 more, breath in, and then breath out. 1 more breath in, And then exhale, roll back, just land both elbows onto the mat, rest your hips down, and then take your gaze forward. Take deep inhales and exhales into the chest and the navel. And then we're gonna find our way back to our down dog, okay? So tuck your toes, lift your hips, right palm first, left palm next, and then shift the hips all the way back, stretch into your down dog. So same core warm up on the opposite side. Take your body forward, push the ground away, 5, 4, 3, 2, and then 1, left palm lands or elbow lands, right elbow lands, stay for 3, 2, and then we're gonna come into our side plank. So right elbow goes across, left arm reaches up, stretch up, and we're gonna take our 4 movements. Exhale, under, and then inhale, lift. 3 more, exhale, and then inhale. 2, and then 1. And then come all the way back, land both elbows, you got this. Rest your hips, open your heart, finding your sphinx, kind of like a gentle way to open the back. And then tuck the toes, lift up. Let's go back to our down dog. Left palm lands, right palm lands, plank, and then shift all the way back. So from your down dog, let's just take a moment, land onto the knees, sit the hips back, find yourself in child pose, rest your forehead. So this is one of the main resting poses in yoga. And know that at any point in this practice, you can always come back to this child's pose. You can take seated. You can really do whatever feels right and good for you. Let's roll up to our table now and come all the way back to our down dog. And we're gonna start our warming up flow. So take your right leg up towards the sky, 3-legged dog. Draw your right knee in, step your right foot between the palms. Take an inhale, come all the way up into your crescent lunge. And then exhale, come all the way forward. Plant both palms, step your right foot back to meet your left. And then we'll flow through our vinyasa. So if you're new to yoga, I would recommend you landing your knees, slowly lowering elbows, drawing back, inhaling the heart up, and then exhaling, lowering and shifting back. If you're more advanced at yoga, you can always do that with your knees lifted. Inhale your left leg up towards the sky, 3-legged. Draw your left knee in, step your left foot between the palms. Inhale all the way up, crescent lunge. Take a breath. And then exhale, lower. Step back to plank. Let's move through our vinyasa. I'm just gonna adjust my computer. I noticed you guys can't see my head. Tilt it like that. Okay. Bend through both knees, gaze forward. Hop or step feet to the front of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Bend through the knees, sit back, chair. Now let's stay here for 5, for 4, for 3, 2, 1. Inhale, and then exhale, fold forward. Take your breath in, half lift, exhale, fold. Make your way back to down dog. If you want to take the vinyasa here, take it. And then we're gonna mix things up. We're gonna add a little hop. If you were with me last week, you'll remember. You're gonna take your right leg up towards the sky, bend through your left knee, get a little bounce going, gaze forward. Now option 1, you can just step your right foot forward as normal and come up into your lunge. If you wanna join me for the hop, we are going to look forward, hop the left foot between the palms, land onto the right foot, you got it. And then inhale up into your crescent lunge, just for fun. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, reverse the warrior. And then exhale all the way up, windmill palms to the mat and frame the foot. Step the left foot back. If you're advanced, maybe you keep the left toes lifted. Slowly lower through your vinyasa with the lifted toes, coming all the way up to your up dog. And then back to your down dog. One more, left foot lifts. Bend through your right knee, gaze forward. Take a hop forward with the right foot, land the left toes. Inhale up to your crescent. Exhale, open, warrior two. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, come up. Windmill palms to the mat and frame the foot. Step back. Vinyasa, maybe with your toes lifted. Take an inhale. Take an exhale. Bend through the knees, gaze forward. Hop or step feet to the front of the mat. Let's inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Last warm up flow. We're adding on. Bend through the knees, sit back, find your chair. This time you're going to keep your palms lifted on an inhale. You're going to exhale your palms into your heart center. Take your in-breath, lift at the elbows. On your out-breath, twist your right thigh to your left knee. Now your right knee is going to want to come forward. See if you can slide it back. Gaze over the left shoulder. Stay for 3, for 2. And then on 1, you're going to unwind all the way back. Twist the opposite way. Left elbow, right knee. Gaze over the shoulder. 3, 2, and then 1. Come all the way back and forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Make your way back to down dog. Okay, last warm up. Inhale your right leg up towards the sky. Bend through the left knee, gaze forward. Maybe you hop it. Come all the way up into your crescent. And then open to your warrior two. Inhale, reverse the warrior. Exhale up to your warrior two. And then windmill the palms to the mat, frame the foot, come onto the right toes. This time you're gonna leave your right palm anchored and you're gonna spiral your left palm up towards the sky. Okay, so we're in a low lunge twist. You can either come straight back to your down dog and your plank, or you might come through a side plank with me. You're gonna roll onto the outer edge of the foot, take the left foot towards the side, and then this is one option. Maybe you stagger the feet, maybe you stack them. Core is engaged. Stay for 3 breaths. And then make your way all the way back to your down dog. Last one. Left leg lifts up, 3-legged dog, big stretch. Bend through the left knee. Hop the right foot forward. Land the toes. Inhale up to your crescent. You got it. You're doing awesome. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale up, windmill palms to the mat, frame the foot. Left palm is anchored as your right palm spirals towards the sky. And then you're gonna find your way all the way back to that side plank, stacking or staggering the feet, whatever is best for you. 3 deep inhales and exhales. And then come forward onto your plank. We're gonna land the knees onto the mat. Now we're gonna move through 4 tricep push-ups. If you wanna do this with your toes tucked and your knees lifted, please be my guest. I am not going to. Draw all of the elbows, as if you have more than 2. Draw your 2 elbows back and then push the ground away. That's 1. Let's take 2, 3, and then 4. After the 4th one, just hold for 3. You're halfway, 2, and then 1. Lower all the way down. Take your palms in front of you on the mat. And then as you breathe in, you're gonna lift up into a Superman pose. So right arm's reaching forward, both arms reaching forward. Sorry, toes are lifting. Your pelvis is heavy, your belly is light. Try to keep your gaze low towards the mat. Take 3 deep breaths. One more inhale. And then exhale, lower. Okay, the next one we're gonna do, you're gonna come up onto the elbows now, like you're in your Sphinx. So we did this at the start of the class. Now you can stay here, or you might take it into what's kind of like a half crossbow. You're gonna kick your left heel towards your bottom, keep your right palm where it is. Maybe take the right arm across actually, like we did in our side plank, just to support yourself. And then left palm can reach back, and maybe you can't quite connect, but perhaps you can connect your ankle to your hand and come into like a little bit of a half back bend thing. Please practice your Satya, practice your honesty. Is this feeling okay in my back? I promise you there is no point in doing it. If it doesn't feel good, you're just gonna injure yourself. You're not gonna get anywhere if you're feeling pain, right? So know the difference between pain and discomfort. If it's a little bit of discomfort, go for it. If it's painful, back away. Take one more breath. And then we're gonna release that. Take your left arm across, and then opposite side. So left heel kicks back, right palm reaches, finding that crossbow. Take 3 breaths. And then come all the way back. Okay, I'm gonna give you an option for one more back bend. So you can come back into that superhero, or you might wanna take your full bow. Full bow kicks both heels back, grabs the palms onto the ankles, and then you sort of kick back and lift your heart. You get a little bit of a rock going. Imagine that there's like a yoga block between your thighs and you're just holding that block in place. So you're not like squeezing it to death, but you're also not letting it slide. Take one more inhale. And then exhale, come back down, land your cheek and just rock your feet from side to side, releasing. And then come all the way back. Land the feet. We're gonna press into the palms, lift all the way up, and then come all the way back to your down dog. All right, let's take the right leg up towards the sky, 3-legged dog. Bend through the right knee and stack the hips. Now your choice, you can stay just like this if you're fine here. And if you wanna flip your dog and explore that heart opener, you are going to rock your body forward into a plank first, roll onto the left heel, land the right toes, and extend your right arm. So you're on your right tippy toes, your right heel is lifted, and your left leg is extended straight, and you're on the outer edge of the left foot. Okay, come all the way back to a 3-legged dog. Take your right leg up towards the sky, and then draw your right knee in, and let's go across. Right knee, right elbow, left knee, right, left, right, left, one more, right, and left. Now, if you've been practicing with me all week, you know I'm loving this right now. Land your right foot, land your left heel, take your left palm up towards the sky. This is like a fallen triangle. And then come all the way back to center. We are going to roll onto the outer edge of the left foot, come into a side plank, and maybe you might be able to grab your big toes and extend your right leg towards the sky, maybe not. It really doesn't matter, it's just a pose. In the grand scheme of life, it doesn't make you better at anything. Step your right foot all the way forward. If you don't have your foot, just grab it forward. You did it. Let's take the left heel now and ground it. Take your right palm to the inside of your right foot. And now take your left palm up towards the sky. Okay, so this is extended side angle. We are gonna wrap our left arm around the back body, and this is a half bind, okay? So you might be more comfortable coming up here. This might be really far reach for you to be on the ground. This is a great place to be. Maybe your right hand stays exactly where it is. And we've been working on the bind for the past 2 classes. So maybe if you have been part of this class before and you want to try the bind, you're going to bend through your right elbow, lower your shoulder, low, low, low. And then maybe you can wrap the right arm underneath and connect it to the left. Let's hold on to this bind for 3 and 2. And then 1, come all the way back up, press through the feet all the way up to warrior 2, lengthen through your right leg, take your breath in, hinge forward. Clock your right arm alongside your right leg and take your left arm up towards the sky. So we're in our triangle pose. This is a deep stretch for the right leg. If you want to send your gaze over the left shoulder, go ahead. You kind of want to be expansive through the collarbone. And then if you feel like it, shift weight onto your right foot and your right toes and bring yourself up into your Ardha Chandrasana, your half moon. Press down through the right big toe, gaze at a drishti point. If you lose your balance, just get back up again. Falling out of a pose just means that you're human. Right? Getting back into it makes you a student of yoga. Bend through the right knee. You're gonna step the left foot all the way back and then lift all the way up into a crescent lunge. Just give your spine a moment to like neutralize. Gaze out in front of you. We're gonna take our palms into our heart center and now twist the opposite way. So inhale your elbows up and then exhale, twist left elbow onto the right thigh. Okay, so we're in a prayer twist now. You might be good just with your hands as they are. Maybe you want to explore taking your left palm to the outside of the right foot and the right arm up overhead. And then if you want to do the bind, you are going to thread your left arm underneath your right thigh and see if you can wrap your right arm back to connect and then gaze over the right shoulder. Okay, let's unwind now. Palms back into their prayer. Trust weight onto your right foot. Maybe look towards your right big toe and then take a big step forward with your left foot. Now you're in your twisted chair. Okay, you can stay here in the chair. If your revolved Bakasana, your twisted crow is something you're working on, you're gonna lift onto your tippy toes. Lower, lower, lower. Land your palms. Right elbow connects to right hip. Left elbow connects to right knee. And then maybe you just play with stacking your bones and your feet stay grounded, and that's okay. Or you might play with hovering, lifting the toes, maybe gaze forward, stay 3, stay 2, and then 1. We're gonna come all the way back up. And then just take a moment, take your feet wide, heels in, toes out, bend through the knees and sit back. Okay, so this is our Buddha squat. If this feels too tight for your hips, you can be sitting up on a block. You can have like a blanket rolled up and have it underneath your heels. And then just press your palms together. So this is interesting because we've done a lot of poses on the right side and not on the left. And I'm feeling like really different in my right side compared to my left. So maybe you can take this neutralizing moment to do a scan yourself. What's going on? And then if you want to join me in a bind as well, a little bit of a twist, we're going to extend the right arm out to the side. And then maybe you can lift your left arm up, and this might be perfect. Or you wrap your left arm around your back and then wrap your right arm around your thigh and then gaze over the left shoulder and take 3 deep breaths. And then come all the way back and then twist the opposite way. Come all the way back. Lift the hips all the way up, wiggle the feet in, find your forward fold, take a couple breaths with your elbows crossed and your palms connected. And then release it, inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Find your way back to your down dog. Maybe you take a vinyasa. And then we'll journey through the opposite side. Left leg lifts up, 3-legged dog. Bend through your left knee, stack your hips. Maybe you flip your dog, landing onto the left toes, outer edge of the right foot. Lift and expand your chest. Stay for 3. For 2. On 1, you're gonna come all the way forward. Take your left knee in. Crisscross 4 times. 1, 2, 3. And then 4, extend your left leg long. Land onto your right heel. Flipping your triangle. You're doing great. Land your your right palm. Roll all the way onto the outer edge of the right foot. Taking your left arm towards the sky. Maybe you can hook onto your big toe. Extend up. 3, 2, and then 1. Step your left foot all the way forward. Foot on the inside of the palms. And then breathe up to, oh no, I lied. Take your left palm to the inside of your left foot. Land onto your right heel. Take your right palm out towards the sky. There we go. This is where we are. So, wrap your right arm around your body. You might come up on the elbow. That's a great place to be. Maybe you're down here. Maybe you can wrap the left arm underneath the right. Connect it into your bind. Let's take a couple breaths. One more inhale. One more exhale. Unwind and come all the way up into your warrior 2. Lengthen through your left leg. Maybe you shorten your stance a little bit. Take your breath in. And then hinge forward. Left arm alongside left leg. Right arm reaches up towards the sky. So this is your Trikonasana. And then if you want to come into that Ardha Chandrasana, the half moon, trusting weight on your left foot. You can always hold on to like a table or a chair or the wall if you're wobbly. Now let's bend through the left knee, step your right foot all the way back, come up to your neutral spine. Take your palms into your heart center. Inhale, lift your elbows. And then exhale, twist right elbow, left thigh. Gaze over your left shoulder. Palms might stay pressing together, or you might open your arm. Maybe you can weave your palms together, coming into that full bind. 3, 2, and then 1 to unwind. Palms are up. Palms into heart center. Breath in, lift. Exhale, twist. We're coming all the way back up to the front of the mat. So take a big step forward with your right foot. Bend through both knees. Maybe you're good in this chair. Maybe you want to come down and play into your crow. Your palms connect onto the mat. Elbow to knee, elbow to hip. Shift forward. Maybe your toes stay on the ground. That's okay. Maybe you fall. That's okay. Just accept yourself, your struggles, and your strengths for what they are today. Come all the way back. Come all the way back to a forward fold. We're gonna take one more deep hamstring stretch. So you choose what you do. Your hands can be on opposite elbows. Your peace fingers can be around the big toes. Maybe you thread the arms under. We're gonna hang out here for a few breaths. I'm gonna grab a sip of water. So we have been working into our shoulders, our hamstrings, our hips. We're gonna play around with both Bird of Paradise and Revolved Bird of Paradise. Okay, you can always come back to the extended side angle. You don't need to come with us on this journey, okay? You can always just watch asana. It's a yoga pose. All right, let's take it up to a down dog. And then once again, we're gonna start with your right foot. Right leg extends up. Draw your right knee in, step your right foot between the palms. Land onto the left heel, right arm to the inside of the right foot. Left arm lifts up towards the sky. So maybe you're here, Maybe you wrap the left arm back and wrap the right arm under. This is your bind. And then perhaps you want to take it a step further and you're going to step your left foot forward and then be trusting weight onto your left foot as you lift your right leg all the way up. And then maybe you can extend your leg. My hamstrings are not feeling particularly open today, so I'm just like here, and that's okay. And let's stay for one more inhale. And then just exhale, take it back down. And then take a big step back with your left foot. Unwind. Come onto your left tippy toes, and then inhale up. So we're gonna try the revolved version now. This one I don't think I've taught you yet in any of my classes. So palms are gonna come to heart center. Take your breath in. Twist left elbow, right thigh. And then maybe you're here, maybe you take your left arm down. Your arms, oopsies, might wind around together again. And then for this twisted version, I actually find it a bit easier than the real version. You're gonna step your left foot forward again. Wow, oh my God. And then you're gonna start to shift up to stand, and your right leg is gonna extend in front of you. Nice. Nice, I can see Nikki doing it. That's the only little person I can see. Take one more breath. And then step all the way back down. And unwind, forward fold. One more standing series. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. And then come back to your down dog, maybe vinyasa. Last big thing. Inhale your left leg up. Draw your left knee in, step the left foot in between the hands. Come onto the right heel. Take the left palm to the inside of the left foot. Right arm up towards the sky. So play around with wrapping the left arm under, wrapping the right palm back. And then either stay or take a step forward with your right foot, coming up into your balance on this side. One more in-breath. One more out-breath. Lower all the way down. Left foot lands. Step your right foot all the way back and unwind. You're doing awesome. It's almost over, I promise. Palms into heart center. Twist the opposite way. So lift the elbows. Right elbow, left knee. Maybe you stay here. Maybe you've had enough of this. Maybe you're all the way in child's pose. Take your right palm to the outside of the left leg, bind around, and then we're gonna go for that little hop. So right foot steps forward, come all the way up to stand. Maybe you can lengthen out your leg, staying into the twist. Let's give it 3, let's give it 2, and then 1, unwind. And then just forward fold, take a couple of breaths. So we did a lot of binds today. And I think the beauty of binds is their direct connection to real life. We can all find ways to knot ourselves or tie ourselves up into beliefs or commitments that don't sit well with our soul, don't sit well with who we are. And it's when we finally untie those binds and we release them, it's when we find the most freedom. If you want to take one more vinyasa, go ahead. I'm just going to step straight back to down dog. I don't feel like it anymore. And then we're going to land the knees onto the mat. Take the feet to one side, rest your hips back. Take your feet forward and then roll onto your back. So back bend choices. We did a lot of flexion throughout this class, so now we're going to move into some extension. Option one, if your back is, if you want a less deep back bend, option one is to just place your palms on your mat, press through the feet, press through the palms, lift your hips up, and then maybe roll the shoulder blades under, interlacing the palms. Okay, this is one option. If wheel is something that's part of your practice, something you're working on, I'm going to take a full wheel this morning. So I'm going to plant my palms, fingers pointed towards my shoulders, up by my earlobes, and then push through the palms and the feet, lift my heart up. Take some deep breaths. One more inhale. And then exhale, come all the way down. Tuck your chin, lay on your back. Take your knees into your chest. Okay, let's lengthen through the left leg. Keep the right knee in close, fingers on the shin. Draw your right knee across the body towards the left and open up your arm so that you're gazing over the right shoulder. Now, the goal of this is to have a full body spinal twist. So if your shoulder isn't quite connected, you can always bend the bottom knee. You can always support yourself with a little pillow. And let's come all the way back. And then just twist the opposite way. So left knee comes in. And then you're going to draw the left knee across. Open the arm, gaze over the left shoulder. Take your knees into your chest. Give yourself a hug. Before we take our Shavasana, I'm going to invite you to take a gentle inversion. This is called Vipariti Karani. It's called legs up the wall. If you don't have a wall or a chair or something nearby, you can always just have your feet up like this. That's fine. But if you do have a wall, you might like to just nudge your hip against it or nudge your hip against a couch and then take your feet all the way up. I like to put my hands on my belly. So this is like, I think probably one of my favorite yoga poses of all time. But where I teach yoga now, the room, we don't have any walls that we can do this. We have ballet bars, we have windows, we have like a wall that is kind of sliding. And so I haven't taught this yoga pose in a class in probably like years. I love it because the blood flow normally goes down our lower limbs throughout the day. But when we take this pose, we're reversing that action, right? So the blood is coming back into the heart and back into the head, and it can boost the mood, make us feel better. Now, if you want, you can stay in Viparita Karani. We're going to be moving into our Shavasana or our meditation. So you can either stay here, you can stretch out into your Shavasana. I'm gonna come sit on a cushion near the computer so you can also take seated with me if you like. So now the warm-up is done and our yoga practice is beginning. I'm going to read something to you. I'm sorry if you took my classes yesterday. I think there's a few of you that have done all three. You've heard this before. This is something that I wrote about 2.5 years ago. I had just gone through a really hard time in my life. I was going through a breakup and I was living in Kuwait and I had this gut feeling that I needed to leave. I made this decision to kind of leave everything behind, leave my apartment full of stuff, leave my car at the side of the road, and I went to Bali. I did a lot of yoga there. Making this choice to leave my life and to follow my soul and to break a lot of promises, it was one of the most difficult decisions I've ever made. But it was also the best decision I ever made. This was a journal entry that I wrote about what I learned during my 6 weeks there. Live soulfully, meaningfully, presently and authentically. Inhale and exhale fully and consciously. Participate in the world the way it is as opposed to separating from it. And know that the darkest part of the night, it's right before the dawn. Refuse to let loss define your relationships and learn how to sit with loneliness. Invest in good peanut butter, eat it on banana every day. It's okay to get swept under waves of grief. Come up for air when you can and grab hold of a buoy. Cling to that buoy as you watch waves of grief wash around you. And resist being carried by them through the rest of your life. We don't choose the moment we live or die, and all we can do is choose what happens between our first and our last breath. Live fearlessly, live beautifully. Realize each breath you have left is precious. Surrender to the process of life and death. There is no guru. You are the guru. You are you. Sometimes what you need is the science of yoga, and sometimes what you need is specifically the science of modern medicine. A compressed nerve from your motorbike accident, it's not a Kundalini awakening. Go to an actual doctor for a second opinion. Your job is to know yourself well enough to know the difference, and do not allow anyone to tell you how to heal. Follow your soul always, always. And in doing this from time to time, you will let other people down. Release yourself from the guilt that you harbor from this. If you want to leave and you're following your soul, you will have my support, because your soul is more important than my selfishness. Don't preach. Just let people believe what they want. Be the living embodiment. That's how you share with the world what you've learned. Ishkava mabu lela, Ishkava mabu lela, Ishkava mabu lela, Ishkava mabu lela. Just give your fingers and your toes a wake up wiggle. It's right about 10 a.m. So if you do have to zip out, don't worry, I won't be offended. If you can stay, we are gonna meet with our hands at our heart center, up in our seated shape. Lengthen through the spine and rest the shoulders. If you want to join, we will finish with an Om sound. So taking a breath in, a breath out, and then a breath into Om. So take an inhale. Take an exhale. Take an inhale. Om. Thank you so much for showing up this morning or the middle of the night. If it's 1 a.m. where you are, you're amazing. Hope you have a lovely rest of your day and evening. May all beings be happy, healthy, and free. May the thoughts and actions of each of our lives contribute towards this. Om Shanti 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 Peace. Namaste.
The Mindful Life Practice.